Hello there!
Hi.
Today we're going to get down on the ground and take a look at this keyboard. It's missing some keys, and we need to fix it. Alright, well this keyboard that's right behind us was actually given to me by my dad, and it was his keyboard from way back, from when I was like a little kid. And it's one of my favorite keyboards that I've ever had. It's a programmable keyboard, and it's digital, but not in the same way that we talk about digital plugins these days, where they try to emulate something that's real. This is a digital keyboard that is meant to sound synthetic. So what happened was, when I was moving out of my first apartment, I had the keyboard sitting upright, and something fell and hit right into it and damaged about 5 of the keys. And you're looking at that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I went and pulled the keys out, I didn't have the keys to replace them. So after moving and things kind of getting shifted around, the whole project lost momentum to fix it. But I just was going through things today, and I came across it, and I'm like, you know what? I got the keys, I got this keyboard, let's fix this. So Piper over here came over, and she's like, you know, I want to help you fix this, and that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so my assistant Piper is cleaning up the keys right now. We have this keyboard propped up on some fabric boxes right now, and we're going to unscrew the keyboard and get to the keys, put the keys in.
When key is done, where do I put them when they're done?
I don't remember how this thing even
Works?
goes together.
Don't you still... You should have the instruction manual.
Oh, it's not like that for this.
Can you get it from your dad?
Well, it's just you're not supposed to open these things up. By the way, do not try this at home. That's right.
Ooh, this one is really good.
Just in case.
One of these is the newest.
Ah, that's right. In order to get this thing apart, we gotta take off the screws that were in these two sections right over here. I already started it on this side, and they're still in here on this side, and you can see the guts.
So many intestines.
Alright. One of the reasons why it's advisable not to work on electric equipment if you don't know what you're doing is because of these things right over here. Generally speaking, if this thing was plugged in recently, these could still hold a charge, but this has been unplugged for such a long time that they probably don't. And if you do know what you're doing, you can discharge them yourself, and that's what people do when they work on stuff. But definitely, if you don't know what you're doing, do not try any of this stuff at home.
And
So,
you know what you're doing?
yes. Alright, so we got the keys out, and they're right over here by Piper.
And all of these, which are these, this is an I,
underneath the keyboard were these pads, which I actually had to unscrew all of these pads to be able to get the keys out. And the principle works about the same as a calculator. Underneath the calculator they have the same kind of pads that are used for the buttons. Also, what I didn't show in the video was that there were some screws in the back of the keyboard for the keys. Now, I had some screws already taken out of this, so that might have been why I didn't get to those, because there was only a couple holding it in. And I'm actually hoping that the screws are in these things right over here. I got several different screw piles that have accumulated over the years, and I think I did see some of them in this one. And if not, we'll get it together as it is, and when I find them, I find them.
Still trying to figure this out. This goes here. Maybe this.
Through all this, Piper has been cleaning the keys, and she's been trying to figure out which keys go where.
Only this could work right now. That way I could, like, do the notes. Just like you taught me. Maybe this. I have a feeling. Here.
One of the things that we're going to have to do is this sticky strip right over here is going to probably have to get cleaned, and maybe we'll have to get some more glue on it.
Cleaned.
Yep. The sticky strip is actually what holds the keys in place before it actually ends up being screwed in.
So that's how they fell out.
Well, actually I had to peel that off to take them out. Yeah.
So you took this apart when we were leaving the...
Yeah, and if you remember what I was saying about these right over here, that when we get this back on, we're going to have to be careful when we put these back on, and maybe clean them to make sure that when the keys press these, because what they do is they're like a lever, and you hit the key and
they go back up.
it pushes down, and actually I think it pushes down in the center down over here. I think that in the center, yeah, right where you're pressing. I think that's actually where it pushes down. You should be able to see it on the key itself. It should be that, not where the spring is, but where the, I think that part, this part right here, I think is where it pushes down on those buttons.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
A few moments later.
Oh, I skipped some. I'll recount.
Oh, nope, we're going to get on this. You're completely right on whatever that number was. So yeah, all we got to do is just snap this in, we line it up, and see? Just pops right in. Right.
How do you know which spots it goes in?
The keys are labeled. This
How
one's
do you
labeled
know?
a B, and, well, this is F, so we need a G. And, like, this one says A on it. You were reading this off earlier.
Flashback.
This says GG. This says AA. So AA, B.
This one's a G. If you want to put the G in, just gotta push it down with the spring and get it in place.
So just like push it in.
Yeah. And you gotta get it down and into that hole so it locks up.
There we go.
Yep, there you go. This one goes here.
Ah, this one goes here. And this one
goes here.
You're
So,
very confusing now.
well,
How does this one...
because see, it has a spot for here and it has a spot for there.
Ow. Makes sense.
Yeah, looks all right.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
This is where it gets hard. I wonder if there's a way that I can take this ribbon out. Oh, yes, there is.
Yay.
Oh, that is so much easier. So all we gotta do is flip this down and put this on here in the right spots.
Which I don't know why they would do that if you're not supposed to do the whole taking it apart thing.
Right, so yeah, I think that might have been the problem with this before, because I think you remember I said about the pads, and if these dots aren't lined up, I don't think that the pads will line up properly. So that one's on. This one, so we're gonna
Screw it in.
make sure that the dots are lined up, and we're gonna screw it in.
This looks interesting. I didn't look at this yet. I don't know what any of this means, but it looks cool. Some of these look like a whoopee cushion. An inflated whoopee cushion. These right here. Right here look like the whoopee cushion.
I actually ended up finding the box of the keys, which is a time capsule.
Very dusty.
It's a time capsule of whenever they broke, and I took them out and put them in there. And
They
they're all in
don't
that box.
look
I think
broken.
those screws are in there too.
They don't look broken. This one looks broken. And I think I found it.
Yep, that's it. How many of these we got?
A lot. How many do we need?
Probably all of them.
A hair.
Is it a time capsule hair? And my assistant Piper is going to screw in some of these now that we found the screws. Nothing is connected because the ribbon for the keyboard actually comes out.
Well, if it doesn't, and we just entirely messed this up.
You know, it's funny, when I first took this apart, I didn't even realize that the ribbon came out, and I was too afraid to try to pull on it. It was such a long time ago, though.
Maybe we should actually do a time capsule.
There's so many time capsules that I got of stuff that, just like this was all taken apart and left in this box, and I'm just like, it just came to me, I'm like, oh, I remember that box, and I remember where I put that.
Like when everyone's like in college, and I'm in whatever grade I'm gonna be in, when everyone's in college, we should pull it out then.
Seems like we got more screws than we got holes, so it's a little bit scary for me.
Wait, Dad, you missed one.
I missed a bunch.
This one. This one seems like it has this.
You want me to do some of them?
Alright, maybe I will.
throwing these screws in here to get this in place, so when we flip it over, it will be held together. Alright, now we just gotta get this ribbon back. We gotta get this ribbon back into here. I should have taken this out from the beginning, but I did not. Very snug in place. Oh, you put it back for me. You put it back for me.
My style.
Well, everybody, it works. After all these years, after all this time, it works. The only problem is that my memory bank is erased. So, but it's together, it works, and we only are missing one screw. So thank you everybody for watching.
Record!
It is! So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you had some fun watching this. Please remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this. You just never know what the next video is going to be. And we will both see you in the comments below. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, there I am. I look better. Today I'm gonna see piano guts.